Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.
We are recording, so let's just get started here, as this is an experiment. Basically, let me just greet you all. Greetings from Japan, and welcome to another edition of Japan Journal with Mal Adams, yours truly. I'm posting this special, albeit brief, announcement to all of my family, friends, and social media subscribers to express to you all directly to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your kind and thoughtful expressions of congratulations and love upon the announcement of my upcoming induction into the Omaha Press Club's Journalist of Excellence Hall of Fame. It is a great honor indeed, and one of which I'm extremely humbled and thankful, and one which has been 52 years in the making since the day I turned pro at the very young age of 19 years. So, I'm doing this impromptu live stream to invite any of you who may be watching to join me on this special episode of Rap About It with Mal Adams. There have been more than 100 of you who have taken time out to share your congratulations with me. So this is kind of an experiment to shout you out publicly on my show to say thanks. This Zoom application will allow me to include 100 of you at a time, so hit the link on my Facebook page and come take your seat at the table and rap about it directly with Brother Malcolm in Japan. It matters not who you are. I'm streaming only to my friends on Facebook right now so that we can eliminate any haters or stalkers that may come on here on this live broadcast and try to take advantage of the stream. In spite of the fact that we got about a 10-second delay here and I've got a digital hook that can grab you off the air so fast, you won't know from whence you've been streamed. I don't expect that to happen because you are all my friends and subscribers, and I appreciate you. So just access the invitation and wait for me to enter you into the session. Be sure to activate your camera so that we can confirm your identity before you enter. And about the award and this special that I'm thinking creating to express my personal thanks to you. Since 2008, the Omaha Press Club has been honoring the most notable area journalists from both the past and the present. Each year, the Journalists of Excellence Hall of Fame dinner proves to be an amazing event. And this year, inductees will undoubtedly create an evening of reverence, but most assuredly generate much laughter and love for their industry friends and family. Among the 7 to be honored on Saturday, September 18th, is your brother Malcolm here in Japan. And they list my bio. By the way, photos and bios will follow this in a few weeks, and I'll be happy to share that with you. But for now, Malcolm W. Adams, KETV, the Omaha Star, Metro Media's KTTV Channel 11 in Hollywood, which is now the Fox Network, KNX News Radio 1070 AM, that is the CBS flagship station in Hollywood. Then on to Japan, CBS and CNN Tokyo bureaus, followed by TBS, the Tokyo Broadcasting System, NHK, the Japan National Broadcasting Association, Japan Journal Now, which is a property of my company, Total Communications Company Limited, and on till the break of dawn, as it is said. 52 years and running, and we're just getting started. Alhamdulillah, in the Arabic phrase, all praise be to God and gratitude. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you, and I love what you've done for me. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. And on with the show. So I'm waiting with bated breath in case any of you want to join this broadcast. I will be given a notification if you should tap on the door and be in the waiting room. If you're having a problem, go back and make sure the invitation includes your ID number, and there may be a code for some of you. I'm really not sure how it works, but let's give it a shot. So come on, chat with me so I can put you on the show here and share this screen and this platform with you. Lots to talk about, so whatever it is, excuse me, I got to tell you, it's after 3 o'clock in the morning here. What time is it here? 3:13 a.m. And I've just woken up from my rest, which explains my mm, failed enunciation and my slurring of my words, which may be the after effects of my stroke. I'm not sure, but so far so good. But it's the wee hours of the morning here, and I'm often up these hours as I communicate with you all around the world real time, as I indicated on my screen share in Nairobi, Kenya. It must be 8 p.m., 3 a.m., a little after 3 a.m. here in Japan on Friday morning. That means in New York, then it would be 1 in the afternoon on Thursday afternoon. And then 3 hours prior to that in the West Coast, Los Angeles, that would make it somewhere around 11. Is that right? Okay, then 12, 1, 2. Yeah, so 2 p.m. in the afternoon in New York, USA, and that's 11 a.m. late morning in Los Angeles, and wherever else you may be viewing from around the world. Let me just say again, thank you so much for your kind expressions of congratulations and love and sentiments. I'm deeply moved, I'm humbled, and I'm grateful for your friendship and your ongoing support and acknowledgement. Thank you very much. It's been 52 years in this business of broadcast journalism, and thank God for social media, because as a retired brother, semi-retired, as an operator of Total Communications Company Limited, self-employed for 37 years in Japan, there is no retirement for a guy like me. So we do it till we can't do it anymore. But all of my enterprises are my labors of love, my hobbies. So I've been blessed to be able to do what it is I do, because these are the things I love to do. And as an entrepreneur and a business owner, I haven't had a boss in close to 40 years, and except for the fact that all of my subscribers and clients and patrons become my boss. So you just don't have one boss. Everybody's the boss or co-collaborator in what it is that we try to do and accomplish here. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As for this Hall of Fame induction, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try to make the trip. No guarantees right now. You know, this honor was bestowed upon me a year ago and postponed due to COVID-19. And we're still not out of the woods. As a matter of fact, as a result of the latest surge that's going on around the world, even here in Japan, and particularly in the United States, in major cities. Los Angeles is crazy. Body bag time. New York, same. The Delta variant of the Indian and Vietnamese mix with the South African blend, it's crazy. You've got multiple viruses and multiple variations combined into one that is surging the pandemic back into degrees that we have yet to see in the past 2 years. So forgive my attire here. I'm in my Japanese somewhere, and I've got the air conditioner on. I'm going to kill that air. A little bit too early. Excuse me. So we're just going to chill and relax here. And if any of you out there listening want to join this stream, please feel free to do so. This is the Zoom platform that I'm using, and I have become, excuse me, I have become more familiar with it in the recent weeks, because most of my enterprise now, although it has been rooted in the computer before social media, I'm a Google guy and a Google Cloud guy, and so all of my business applications and accounts and files and everything are computer driven. But as far as my live broadcast and my streaming activity and my language school, or Adams International Academy, is now completely online. Thanks to COVID and the social distancing protocols that have been heaped upon us here in Japan and around the world. So I've been blessed to be able to go Zooming into my classes twice a week, close to 50 students at the Thursday meetings of this Zoom. So starting with my senior class midday, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, and 1 hour each following that until 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. It's around the time we finish. But I'm seated right here, broadcasting and communicating live and direct with my students who um, come online from wherever they may be, in their home or in their offices or in their schools. So the senior class, um, been with me for 15 years, many of these students. We stream with them. We're able to share the screen. We're able to share audio with them. So for the exercises, which require them to listen and repeat, not only after me, but after characters in the text and the course that they adhere to, so they can get the native um, pronunciation and rhythm of speaking English. American English, by the way, is what we teach. Not British English, not Australian English, not Indian English, but American English. So from time to time, I have to, because my course is not only English language conversation, it is Mao-chan's cross-culture class. And Mao-chan, the Chan, C-H-A-N, is an expression of endearment, kind of like what you'd say in the South of a character, Billy Bob, Billy Boy, or something like that. Buddy Boys, Mao-chan's cross-cultural class. So we kick it with them. Not only do we do vernacular, vocabulary, phrases, reading, etc., we teach them the culture associated with the expression. So I'm very likely, depending on how I'm feeling, to impart to my students something like, yo, what's up, y'all? Because that's where I'm from. That's where we did it on the near north side in Omaha, Nebraska. And it is real. It's a true way to express yourself in the English language. What's up? Yo, my brother, what's happening? Things like that. You know, can you imagine Japanese people at my school doing that? I've got video to prove it. It's effective, powerful, and very successful. And when they do travel abroad, particularly my senior students, and they go to the capitals around the world on their travels, you know, the Japanese retire, they just love to travel. So they go into San Francisco, they go into Los Angeles, New York City, London, and Johannesburg, and all points east of here or west of here, as it is required. And they'll be equipped with expressions that they've learned at Adams International Academy, where we have been bridging communication gaps in Japan and Asia since 1986, y'all. Do that math. What's that, like 30, there's going on 37 years. Yeah, something like that. So we've been blessed, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, as we say in the Arabic. All praise and gratitude be to God. We show our thanks and our respect for the creator of the universe, right? All right. Okay, so just kicking it with you. Waiting for anybody who wants to join. Please hit that invitation and join this meeting, and let me give you 15 minutes of fame as you introduce yourself to my 5,000 friends and subscribers who follow this particular page. I'm having a little trouble with YouTube right now. We would normally be streaming from my YouTube channel, but because of my recent and frequent coverage of the pandemic, I've been given strikes. I've got 2 strikes, 1 more strike, and they're not going to allow me to go live on YouTube anymore, pending the appeal of their decision to strike me based on their assumed and perceived uh, violation of their community standards, which I have been charged with. In the context of my COVID-19 reports, mainly those reports that featured the input from the respected and revered immunology specialist, uh, skilled and highly educated virologist, and infectious disease expert, Dr. Lane Rowling, who was a frequent contributor to Japan Journal, and the information that I'm trying to impart from a scientific and factual basis to my subscribers, and in particularly to members of the African American community who are often underserved and misinformed by those that would pose to be the authorities representing the national governmental organizations, so the World Health Organization, the CDC, and other types of organizations that have been controlling the narrative with regard to this thing. But Dr. Rowland is 3 doctor's degrees. He's a virologist, a professor of the science in Germany. He's got his own clinic, a virology clinic, where he does internships for students who want to study the science, taking them into the jungles of Peru. And he's got firsthand knowledge of this pandemic. And some of what he has shared with us as early as a year ago, when this first thing broke, are now coming to fruition and coming to pass. He told us that the current COVID-19 vaccines that are being disseminated all over the world are well and good, except for the fact that this virus has subsequent variants which are not covered by that particular vaccine, that it was rushed into fruition in spite of the experience and the knowledge of vaccine making that requires at least 10 years and possibly 20 years to achieve. It has to be vetted, it has to be tested. And, so to have 3 vaccines, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, and the other one in Europe, uh, on the market within a year of their impetus, it ain't supposed to happen like that. And there needs to be a deeper dive done to understand how these things have been made and to what extent they have sufficient efficacy and effectiveness to handle this pandemic. Short story is that the Pfizer vaccine, which I subsequently took and will take the second shot tomorrow here in Japan. Well, actually, today is Friday, so in a matter of a few hours, it being 3:30 in the morning, I'm due to go up in 8 hours, uh, around noon or so, to get my second shot. Now, uh, based on the advice that I got from Dr. Rowling and shared with you, what we know is, and it's factual, that the Pfizer virus only lasts for 81 days in terms of its effectiveness in covering and protecting you, giving you an immunity to deal with the COVID-19 variety of the coronavirus. Well, what about the Delta one that is now surging globally, particularly in the West Coast and bigger cities of the United States? Body bag time, people are dying to a degree and a rate that exceeds what happened a year ago when the pandemic broke. These vaccines are falling short. And what happened a few days ago, Pfizer appealing to the United States for a license to distribute and disseminate yet a third shot called a booster, which in and of itself is an admission that what they have issued before are still being applied. People are still being inoculated and vaccinated based on that early delivery. They know that it falls short and it's not enough. So we're dealing with that. So YouTube, in general terms, lets the algorithms, when they see my reports broadcasting through that platform, I'm talking about coronavirus, I'm talking about vaccines, I'm talking about these things, and I suspect that they have not really listened to and rationally analyzed the nature of my report, which is presenting an expert beyond Dr. Fauci and any of these people that are controlling the narrative right now. This is a personal physician, and he's not alone in what he's saying. And the science comes from knowledge and also the reports about Pfizer in their application for a license from the U.S. authorities to disseminate and distribute and market their vaccine. By the way, they get a ton of money for this and coming back knocking on the door for some more money for version number 3. And Dr. Rowling tells me you may be getting boosters for the next 30 years at this rate. But the good news is that the FDA, Food and Drug Administration of the United States, is now securing 3 new vaccines that will be, I'm not going to get deep into the science because I'll leave that up to Dr. Rowling, but in summarizing my understanding of what he said is the way in which this new virus is being made is not the RNA, but the DNA variety, where you have synthesized a virus that will be recognized by your immune system, regardless of the actual virus from the COVID-19 or whatever. So you'll have to watch the video, which you can find on my Facebook timeline, and please listen to it in detail. I will repost a playlist of all the videos that I've done with Dr. Rowling since last year, and others who have shared his opinions and knowledge that he is sharing with us beyond what you're getting from a narrative that is managed through politicians. Trump really dropped the ball, now Biden. So these guys have to rely on the expert opinion. And we're hoping that it is not politicized any more than it has been. And let the truth get out there and let people judge themselves and make them their decisions. I decided to take the virus because of this award that I'm receiving, and I'll be inducted in September. So as to travel internationally from Japan and back and forth to Japan, I must have certification that I have been vaccinated. You see, the protocols are now being required of us. We don't have a choice. I would not have, but for that, taken this particular virus, pending the distribution and dissemination of the COVAX, C-O-V-A-X-X, I believe is the way it's spelled, and Novax, which are the ones Dr. Rowling is recommending, and the ones he says he'll give to his grandchildren, but nothing that's been produced so far does he feel comfortable with. So along those lines, I took his advice, and I was not intending to get my vaccine. Japan has been sluggish. The rollout here in Japan for a major industrialized nation of this degree has been slow. And the priority is being given to the aged society here, which is predominant. This is an aging nation, and so all of us, my age, over 65 and beyond, get first shot at it. And then the first responders, the care workers themselves, will be given priority. So even at that, I'm late because I was due to get mine at the end of May, but it was crowded, all the places within my accessible region here. There was a waiting list. So I got in 2 weeks ago, and I'm due to have my final one tomorrow. The reason being is because Japan is issuing a vaccine passport of sorts, which is some sort of a digital documentation or a certification by card or a scannable certification that allows you to be verified when you board a plane, when you disembark, and enter an airport. Many participating countries around the world will require this in the future. Japan's launched theirs 2 days ago. So now that after today's vaccine, I will then apply for my traveling passport so that I can go to Omaha, Nebraska and appear in person and be inducted into the Journalists of Excellence Hall of Fame by the Omaha Press Club. I'm very much looking forward to that. But in the event that the pandemic dictates otherwise, I will stay right here and you'll be seeing me receive my award virtually like I'm doing right now. Uh, Alhamdulillah. By the grace of God. Thank you very much. So that's the way we have it. Let me just check. Got some incoming mail here. Let me check and see how we're streaming here on the Facebook page. Forgive me. I'm just going to be casual with this report. We're recording and I'll share it. Take out the mishits, you know. Excuse me. Lemon tea. Not Japanese green tea. This is, that's called ocha. Black tea is called kocha. And this is a new product of kocha, but it's a plastic bottle of lemon tea, and it is nice. And in Japanese it says oishi. Oishi. Oishi means delicious. So I will continue recording here. I'm going to do another, excuse me, 30 minutes or so. And so feel free to join this broadcast live if you happen to watch it. I think you can check me on my Facebook page. Let's see. So on my tablet device now, I'm watching this particular stream. There is a delay, which is good. I got caught the other day. Some clown came on and I allowed them to enter the meeting, and all of a sudden, no camera image, you know, just a photo image. But the audio was live. And before I could confirm the identity of that person, that's one of my social media friends or subscribers, I got a whole bunch of heavy breathing going on. Yeah. So they got me. And I'm going like, woo, 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 stop the nonsense. This is a family show, you know what I'm saying? Do without the heavy breathing. So yeah, if you go to my Facebook page where I'm now on my tablet and punch play, you'll see a play button for a live stream. And I'm trying to do that now. It's not working. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Okay, you can hear the background. And before I could confirm the identity of that person, that's one of my social media friends or subscribers. Great. I got a whole bunch of heavy nonsense. It's a good 15-20 second delay on this thing, so I'm good. All right, I'll turn that audio down so we don't get any howling or something like that. And so let me experiment here. Let me go share some files with you. We're going to do some screen sharing right now. Wow. And this is mainly for the video, but go to the basic and see if I can share. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, here's what I'll do. Wait a second. I'm going to share an image with you. Let me play a video because the top news right now is that this evening, Japan time, is going to be the opening ceremony of the Olympics. That's right. So I have produced one piece that I was going to release, but it came to my attention that the content was not consistent with what I perceived through how it was shared with me. So we're going to go to the Japan Journal Products folder and deal with the folder called Olympics. And in that folder, there's a video here. Go to the media file. And Olympic Opening Ceremony Rehearsal is the title. But folks, it turns out this was not a rehearsal at all. And let me play it. All right, I'm going to pause it right there, live from Japan. By the way, let me give a station call here. We are broadcasting and streaming live from Japan on GNN, the Global News Network, a product of Total Communications Company Limited, on Japan Journal with Mal Adams. So I am now screen sharing, and let me see what comes up on the tablet. I want to verify. There we go. We're live there. So here we go. Now, let me explain what this is. By the way, you should be able to see me up in the corner there of that screen. And so what I'm about to play is an assembly of video clips that came across the Japan-based social media applications, the most notable of which is one called Line, L-I-N-E. Line is very popular in Japan right now and gaining popularity in the United States as well. It's a Korean platform that Japan just took over and is being used to a greater extent than Korea itself. And so that's the way we communicate with one another in Japanese or either in English, but even the foreign community here in Japan uses Line because everybody we know is online. So comparable maybe to Instagram or Facebook to you all in the United States. Line is the thing. So I was hit by several of my friends online with video clips of a rehearsal of fireworks displays throughout the skies of Tokyo to prepare for tonight's opening ceremony, which you'll be able to see on whatever platform you're watching, most likely broadcast video. I'm not sure who the sponsors and the broadcasters will be of the Olympics in your country, wherever you are, but let me give you a sneak preview of what Japan is getting ready to do in terms of creating the best opening ceremony in the history of the Olympics, in spite of the pandemic, in spite of the fact that there are no spectators in the venues to see these games live. They're mostly dealing with athlete participants and their associated staff and supporters and handlers and other facilitators, such as Japan-based implementers who are handling all the lights, camera, action, and the facilities pertaining to the production of this extravaganza. So I was asked by my good brother whether I was going to be covering the games, and I'll take the opportunity to respond, no, indeed, I will not be covering those Olympics because it's very controversial. Many, and maybe the majority of Japanese people increasingly have been opposed to Japan putting on these games, but it's a done deal. It's decided, and it goes down tonight. The complaints were fears that this would be a cluster and creating a new surge based on the new Indian variant that is now surging in Japan. A lot of fear based on that, and people are nervous about it. So far, so good, though. The implementers and the International Olympic Committee and the sponsors and programmers here in Japan have done a pretty good job about adhering to and enhancing the biosecurity protocols associated with putting on a thing like this. First of all, no butts in the seats. And not going to be any foreigners barraging this nation, coming in these airports and observing these Olympics. It's not going to happen. You'll see it on social media or wherever you see it. And that's a good thing because we don't need another sub-pandemic to be created here in Japan. That was the main concern. The second concern is the facilitation. You know, this is postponed from a year ago. Japan was the sponsor then and the promoter then, and again this year. But the sponsors have been losing money like a sieve, like water going through a mesh screen because of the pandemic constraints. It's not a normal entrepreneurial enterprise. Sony has dropped out. Toyota, Sony, forgive me, I may have misspoke myself, but uh, at least Toyota and a few other major uh, international corporations based here in Japan have withdrawn their support. So it's to stop the hemorrhaging of funds and finances that will not be recoupable because of the changing dynamics of this presentation. And I'm not mad at them for that. But on the other hand, the Japanese government and the people of Japan are proud of the opportunity to have the opportunity to present themselves to the world in the spirit of unity and emotion, I believe, is the translation of the Japanese term that becomes the slogan of this new Olympics. I'll correct that later if we come across it. We'll Google that. But that's what it is, and I'm also down with that. You know, I'm proud of Japan. This is my chosen nation and my adopted nation. And I'm being nicely hosted by my host country here in Japan, having spent more years here than I ever have lived in the United States. First came here at the age of 27. I'm 72 now. Do that math. I got 40 some years affiliation with Japan. So, 45 to be exact. So, there you have it. And now let me share with you back to the video at hand. You're looking at the live from Japan on GNN Global News Network, Japan Journal with Mal Adams, shouting you out in case you just joined us. I'm about to show you some sneak previews of the fireworks display that will mark the opening ceremonies that will go down this day in Japan. It's early morning hours here, but by early evening, you're going to see the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. So, now, the funny thing about this, after I gathered all these shared videos that came through our inboxes, I assembled them together and then found out that, in fact, these may not have been the actual rehearsals the other day, although that rehearsal was done. But some of the footage that you'll see here were from last year when they had a rehearsal prior to the actual broadcast that never came to pass because of the halting of the thing rather abruptly because of the pandemic. So it is not correct to say that these are the clips from the actual preparation. One of them actually is, I believe. So rather than dwell on that, what this really represents is Japan's ability to create beautiful fireworks, whether it was the ones done from last year or one clip. I've assembled 3 videos, one clip here, which is most interesting. Features computer-generated images through the manipulation of drones, airborne vehicles or devices that have been pixelized, and those pixels illuminated and disseminated and emanated and then controlled by computer to form different configurations, namely a globe, and then the emergence of nations on that globe in the air, not having been projected by a blast from the firework shotgun or whatever it is, but they just emerge like an unidentified flying object that is hovering over the great city of Tokyo. When you see it, you'll know what it is, and I won't be doing any narration. So without any further ado, with that background and that uh, advisory and disclosure of the fact that this may or may not be actual footage from the actual opening ceremony tonight, it's going to be something similar. Okay? So without any further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the Tokyo Olympics 2020, as it's being called, although delayed by 1 year. Here's what you're going to get. Something very similar to this at the opening ceremony. And Japan and China have a rivalry. China did a pretty good job flexing their technology. There's nothing like this that you'll see now, after, or before. Check it out. Here we go. Tokyo Olympics opening ceremony footage.
Japan Journal, the Internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.
That's the drones right there. Check that out. What would you do if you wake up and saw that hovering over your rooftops? That's the middle of Tokyo right there, and that thing is now conformed itself into a globe. What? All computer driven. Amazing technology. This is the Rainbow Bridge in Tokyo. This music is composed, it's Japanese composition, and the text is based on English writing. I'll shut up and let you listen. online too much longer here. So if my global clock is correct, let me see what time we got in the world. Right now in Tokyo, it's 4:28 in the morning, 4:30. Let's say Los Angeles, it would be noon, 12:30 on the day before. So that would be Thursday at noon. In Omaha, Nebraska, it's 2:30 in the afternoon on Thursday. In New York City, it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and in Honolulu, it's 9:30 in the morning on Thursday. In Denver, Colorado, shout out to Denver, 1:30 in the afternoon, and in London, we're also streaming in London. It's 8:30 in the evening on yesterday, Japan. Yesterday, that would be Thursday. Got a good brother named Babe Hannah down in Belize City in central part of the Americas, and it's 1:30 where Babe is in Belize. And Louisville, Kentucky, 3:30 in the afternoon on Thursday. In Nairobi, Kenya, it is 10:30 in the evening on Thursday evening. And in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the good Dr. Lane Rowling is, Dr. Lane, if you're listening, feel free to join in. You'll find the invitation and the link on my Facebook page. We've been shouting you out. So if you're available and if you're within earshot of this, feel free to chime in and give us an impromptu update if you don't mind. And then, yes, so in Chicago, 2:30 in the afternoon, that would be Beverly Wright Pacelli, my sister, my beloved sister, who we talked directly the other day. In Chicago, Beverly, come on, join this broadcast if you're available. It's 2:30 in the afternoon there right now. You probably out planting flowers and vegetables in your garden. I know what you're doing, girl. Getting ready to cook some stuff up and make us all mad by showing us. Don't worry about it. Come and shout out to Bev Wright. I'm going to get her on this show too. So in terms of, let me do some programming notes. In terms of this particular broadcast, which is Japan Journal, but we have various episodes, namely Rap About It with Mal Adams, to feature a different kind of format where we just kick it pretty much like what Leslie and I have done. People in my life who were reminiscing, telling and sharing the stories about our lives, because when we get to be a senior citizen, it's good to reminisce, kick back, and reestablish what it is that has gone before. I keep thinking, because I got that air conditioner on, it's a little bit cold. This is a somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a model for this, and I'm a distributor of this material. This is Japanese traditional garb. And when I roll in America, I'm rolling like this. But you got embroidered patterns here in gold and all kinds of patterns. But it's just simply, it looks like a karate gi, but you just fold it over, boom, you got a belt down here and the pants are loose and easy wear. And I love them, and I have many of them. But I got to go in my closet and find a regular old suit and tie so that I can. I may just come in my Japanese somewhere because I ain't going to be there long. I'm not going to be there long. I'm going to get the report, see my kinfolk in Nebraska. Shout out to Michael B. Adams, too, my nephew who's spent many years and still is with me here in Japan. He's got a residence, a beautiful wife and two daughters down the road from me, down the highway from me. And now, because he's a performing musician, the bottom dropped out of that business in Tokyo and Osaka, the major things. That's so our music's out of our enterprise. Michael is the vice president of Toe Town Records, but he's representing a strong in Omaha, Nebraska, one of the leading performing musicians there at the Omaha Club, I believe is the name of the place, but just recently got an award for being the #1 draw there. So I'm looking forward, if and when I come, hopefully on the night of my induction, we're going to party. Hopefully we'll be able to catch his live performance on that night. So whoever's coming, y'all come and let's roll and paint the town, shall we? Okay, I only got a few days because my school is in session. I have Adams International Academy since 1986, bridging communication gaps in Japan. It's part of the Totan Communications group of companies here in Japan, one of the most long-standing and my particular labor of love. I enjoy educating. So we do Malchon's cross-cultural classes or the Adams International Academy English classes, and which are now online. And we'll be teaching Japanese to you folks who are not of Japan, but viewing us from abroad. We'll be offering online Japanese lessons right here on Japan Journal, called First Steps in Japanese is the course that I'll be providing. More notifications on that upcoming, and please stay tuned to this Facebook channel now, which is the main point of departure for most of our stuff. YouTube is good, but now Facebook is allowing us to be creative and monetize our disseminations on Facebook, as YouTube has been doing. So, of course, I have a channel on YouTube, which is my main channel with over 400 videos there that you can access from our archives, and a place through which I stream. Most of my subscribers, in the thousands, are associated there because I know not of who they are, but they just subscribe to my channel because they see people of notoriety that they may know, like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Bunny, Neville Livingston of the original Wailers, before Bob Marley and the Wailers. He was one of the original, he and Peter Tosh and Bob Marley. So I'm his agent in Japan up until his recent passing, may he rest in peace. But he's got one of the most widely viewed, my documentary on him, which I shot over 3 different shootings in Jamaica at his mountaintop estate. One of the most comprehensive video documentary reports on his life, business, and history. So that's based on YouTube. So you get over 500,000 views on that kind of stuff. So, but Facebook is my personal thing. I'm limited to 5,000 subscribers, most of whom I know personally from all over the world. So a third of them I never met, but just from Omaha or whatever, connected with friends who are connected with me. So increasingly, as we're now able to monetize this account, this is going to be my point of departure, I think, in the future. Because as is this an experiment of that very opportunity where I'm able to stream live over Zoom or Google Meet or whatever the platform, or OBS, which is the Open Broadcast System platform, which you download for free, and it's very complicated and comprehensive. So if you're not knowledgeable about the science of digital broadcasting, digital streaming, you'll struggle a bit, but it is doable and it is powerful, and it allows you to circumvent any platform. I don't have to disseminate from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or any of these others. I go live from here, the Media Arts Lab in beautiful downtown Kagawa City, in western Shizuoka Prefecture, in the center of the Japanese archipelago, in the nation, at the edge of the earth, because anything east of here is yesterday. Do not get it twisted. So we're bringing it to you first. We get it here first, and it's the last word up out of here. That's what I like to say. So anyway, that's my dream in my retirement career, is to maintain my independence as a broadcast journalist, one who shares information, entertainment, and knowledge as we can acquire it from those who have it. And I'm happy to put you on if you got something to say. So having said that, anybody out there within the sound of my voice that knows me and is seeing this video, please click that invitation on my Facebook page, and you'll be admitted as soon as I see your name and your face, because we got stalkers out there who take advantage of live streams and try to get their various points across. That ain't gonna happen here, because I got a digital hook that will fit your neck, and I will pull you off within seconds so that whatever you say or do that is ill-advised will never see the light of day. Trust me on that. I've been in the game too long to be fooled by your nonsense. So come on, bring with it, and try me. See if I don't evict your butt. All right, so let me give a shout out here. You are viewing Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan, Japan Journal, with yours truly, Mal Adams, coming to you on GNN, the Global News Network, which is an entity and a property of Total Communications Group of companies here in Japan. And we are disseminating from the Media Arts Lab, the acronym of which is MAL, Media Arts Lab. And Town Communications, Town, the name derived from the Motown of Tokyo, or Tokyo Town, or Town, for established in 1986 after retiring at the age of 34 from CNN here. I haven't had a job in close to 38 years, in a matter of speaking, you feel me? Self-employed here in Japan. And so in the group we have Totown Tea. We're disseminating, distributing tea, green tea, the surrounding. Let me show you where I am, if I may, through the power of this Zoom platform. Let me change my background so you can actually see my surroundings here. I'm going to go up and change my virtual background, which is being presented to you by a green screen. Look at this, y'all. Let me change the color right here. Boom. Boom. How about that? Okay. And then you should be able to see right now, I'm in the foothills of Mount Fuji, arguably the most beautiful mountain on the planet Earth, in my humble opinion. I've just been looking at it for so long. Beautiful mountain, volcano mountain, snow-capped even in this month of, where are we now in terms of our trip around the sun? We should be somewhere, July, yeah, the 7th month, named for July, Julius Caesar, who faked it and made a new one. And Augustus Caesar, they faked it, made a new one. It wasn't, but that's why October is the 10th month of the year. But if you know Latin, octo means 8. It's really the 8th month of the year. But they redid the math, calculated and blended and balanced with the reality of the cosmos and the universal truths, and made it into what they wanted to be. So, nonsense. So anyway, this is Mount Fuji, one of the most beautiful mountains in the world. And this is, you're looking from the west side of Fuji-san, as we call it, Mount Fuji. And these, I'm some 90 minutes drive from that, maybe close to an hour and a half, maybe. I can get to Fuji from here, hour and a half. And my nephew Mike Adams' home and residence in Japan is right adjacent to that. He's right down the line there, so you can see that when he walks down the street. But it's a beautiful image that highlights the geography of Japan, the most revered mountain that in Japan, which is deemed to be sacred. Groups of people and like a Mecca, worshippers will climb that thing and get their spirituality on and their prayers on as they come up to the top or certain levels, But there it is. And then I digress because the point I'm making is that these tea fields, these plantations that you see right here, and I got over here and right there. Look at that green tea right there. So what you got is a green screen. This is an enhanced image, but from my veranda outside in this building I'm in right now, and our offices, studios are on the 3rd floor. I can open my veranda and look and see on a clear day, see that same image way in the distance, just beautiful in stature, Mount Fuji. And the green tea is the world's greatest green tea. These are horticultured green tea fields. And so Kakegao City, where I live, is known, and Shizuoka Prefecture, which is the centermost prefecture in the Japanese archipelago, is much like Nebraska, where I came from in the Midwest. But we are known for green tea. That's all we make here. So I can look out my veranda and see a tea field right there, small. Everybody's got one in their yard, you know. And so I position myself to represent the 5 top family producers here in this region. And in past years, we've escorted them, the manufacturers of green tea. You got the growers, they pick it and then provide it wholesale to the processors. And those are my clients, the people who process, cut it, blend it, make the blends, filter it, and package it and distribute it. So we have 5 of the major companies who all subscribe to my international corporate communication services as a Total Communications company. And as such, I get tea at a discount so that I can make it available to you, my online subscribers, on my Total Tea webpage. It's now under reproduction, and we'll get you links to that in case you want to become a member and subscribe to this green tea at a discount that I can afford to give you, because I'm getting it at discount, and then it allows you, is a network marketing scheme to make it available to your downline subscribers, your friends, your family, anybody who wants to drink some pure, high-grade, ceremonial matcha, which is green tea powder, green tea ceremony powder. And, you know, the history of green tea, whatever about cannabis and getting high, green tea is drunk to accommodate your spirituality before you meditate and after you meditate. You sip it, you breathe it, you appreciate it, and you sit in meditation form. And depending on whatever sect of Nichiren Shoshu or Buddhism you adhere to, you go Nam Yo Renge Kyo, Nam Yo Renge Kyo, Nam Yo Renge Kyo, Nam Yo Renge Kyo, usually done in temples by the under the instruction of a head monk that will help you get your chant on, your meditation, and create an environment and a mentality and a spirituality that will allow you to access the cosmos and the real powers that be from the creator of the universe through a certain energy that allows you to recognize the ability to energize yourself so that you can travel mentally and spiritually into the universal realm and benefit from all that that has to offer with a cup of green tea. Ooh, don't get me started. So we're going to make it available to you. And just a bit of the Japanese language and culture. Tea is called ocha, O-C-H-A, ocha. Cha means tea. And ocha is the honorable Japanese variety of green tea. You got Chinese green tea, you got Taiwanese green tea, you got the Benane up like Japanese green tea. Just look at how it's been processed. So they've mastered the science of this. And so cha means tea, the Chinese character kanji for cha. So I have my own brand. I just described matcha to you, which is powdered ceremonial green tea, but we have sencha, which is the first crop of the season. There are about 3 or 4 pluckings, seasonal harvestings. Shincha, the first grade. Then the blends, genmaicha, which is 2 different blends blended together and with some brown rice kernels that are mixed to give it a particular flavor. And some of it is roasted. And so all kind of derivatives and all kind of derivations on the processing and manufacturing of the tea product itself that is prepared for marketing. And so once that is done, you get different packages. But now, because of my client access, I am privileged to be able to have my own brand called Malcha. So Malcha is a combination of Shincha, Genmaicha, and matcha blended up, mixed, and packaged in my own package. I wonder if I have let's make use of the technology. Let me go and see if I can find a file. See if I can access my folder here. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's see, Buddy King. What are we saying here, Buddy King? Okay, screen sharing has stopped as the shared window is closed. Okay, no problem. We're still streaming. I'm buffering, but let me just go down here and see if I can find the file. What I want to do is show you the, here we go. I'll show you the folder on this particular PC, this PC. We go to a different device. Let's go to the F drive and let's go to my general folder and let's go to Total T. I think would be the correct. What I'm trying to do is show you a picture of the Total T. Boom, there's a folder. Hopefully, let me just highlight these views, the large icons. Total T desktop file, changing web emails, Total T documents, Total T media. So I'm looking for the Total T Malcha package and my distributor box. I don't see it. Let's go to another file. Maybe it's still Total T website art. There we go. Total T matcha, genmaicha. All right. Total T matcha. See what that looks like. Now I'm going to go share that screen to you. Boom. And let me share that photo with you. Should be coming up soon. Okay, can y'all see that? Look at that. There we go. Should be scanning that coming soon, and you'll see down to the bottom a picture of Brother Malcolm's Total tea, and it says matcha. So that's the powdered tea, and that is available to you, and will resume online sales with PayPal very soon. You'll be notified that you'll be able to get these packages at a discount. You gotta buy a distributor's package though, and that's 25 of these packages of any variety. You can get what you want, but 25 of these packages in a box allows you to have enough for your monthly consumption, and more than half of those 25 could be made available on sale to your downline subscribers of your own enterprise. You could become a tea dealer in the United States if you like. That's the business scheme, and I'm your guy. Ain't nobody doing it like this, baby. So you got ground floor access to a network marketing scheme selling the healthy product, green tea. Ain't no CBD, no cannabis, nothing, medical marijuana, none of that. We're talking about God's green tea from these fields right here. You know, simple as that. Direct from here to your box, which will be shipped to you for your own personal consumption or for you to make available to be distributed by your downline participants. Okay? All right. Let me see if I can expand that screen a little bit and make it big. I want you to see, hey, there we go, hopefully. I want you to see this. This is branding, baby. What you see right there is Brother Malcolm's Totown tea, 100 grams of matcha, which is the high-grade ceremonial tea. I think I'm going to have to share that screen again. I'm going to take a sip of this tea while you're watching that. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Watch this. I'm talking ahead of myself because I'm watching my tablet, which is showing this live stream as it's going out over the Facebook platform. So forgive me, but this is an experimental stream. I'm learning as I do. So when I share a screen, I can look here and confirm. So, Totown tea, Brother Malcolm's Totown tea, matcha, 100 grams. All right, let's go get another one. What I did want to show you, if we'd have, stop sharing the green screen. Sorry. Okay, no problem. Got to remember not to do that. But I'm going back one more time, and I want you to see. No, I'm going to go down to, let's go back. I want to re-access the Town T folder, my general folder, Town T here. While we're doing this, feel free to join this now so we can chat. I'm staying online here in case anybody wants to come on and get your 15 minutes of fame. Town T, here's the file again. And Town T website art. Now, is there not a Melcha to get my difficult Melcha T sent you? Okay. Let me see if I can. Tell you what, I'm going to share this folder for you. How about that? Okay. And then I can highlight these various files for you. And so we'll start out with Fukamuchi. Great. And we'll zoom that in so you can see. You can see Totan T. Okay, check this out. That's called Fukamushi Sencha. That's what I was describing to you earlier. Sencha is the first crop, the first pick, but you get 100-gram packages. Fukamushi. Fuka means deeply steamed. Fuka means fukai or deep, and mushi means steamed, the process. So it is really deeply steamed after plucking, to get the essence of the tea out into the leaves and whatnot. And boy, what a blessing it is. So I'm going to reduce this now so that I could scroll through here and see what else we got. Gemaicha, same thing. So Gemaicha then, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this, Gemaicha. So you see what it looks like. Yeah, Gemaicha, baby. Brother Malcolm's Totown tea, Gemaicha. That's a blend. So let me show you this video, if I may. Let's go to T-Town promo. I think I'm going to have to stop sharing this and go back and share a video so that you'll be sure to get all of the advanced sound. So here we go. Mhm, mhm. Let's go to this PC. Let's go to the F drive. Let's go to my general folder. And let's go down to Total T, and I will share this video with you. And pictures worth 1,000 words. The video's worth 10,000 words. Hit Total T, and let me visualize this a little better. Total T website. Total T media. Yeah, I think that's the folder. Total T promotion. Let's see. That was not the video. The making of Malcha. Ah, that would be an interesting video, but that's a 2-minute video. Now there's a more comprehensive one, which explains the whole business scheme. So let's go to the totality. Let me give the larger icons here. Totality website, all right, Totality media, Totality documents, and what do we got? Daily videos. Okay, I think this is the 3-minute length video of the master of the Totality product promo. Let's go here and see if I cannot share that with you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Town Tea. We call it Tea Town. I'm your host and your provider, Mal Adams. This is the package for all of Total Tea products, as you can see on the webpage. And we will have Brother Mal's Total Tea here customized, and the name of the product that you will be able to choose from, 3 types right now: matcha, sencha, fukamushi sencha, and genmaicha. And your minimum order as a distributor is 25 of these 100-gram packages, and they'll be delivered in a box like this. So don't be surprised when it comes to your door. That's going to be 25 of each particular brand. That is your minimum order to be a distributor on this site.
This is sencha, deep steam type. In steaming type, it's longer than usual sencha, so it gives you condensed flavor and taste.
I agree. Fukamushi sencha. Okay, this is going to be our #1 product, the most popular type in Japan. And then this is genmaicha.
Genmaicha is mixed with sencha and brown rice and a little bit popped rice,
Okay.
and gives you nutty sweet flavor, also refreshness of sencha.
Great. So genmaicha is mixed with a little bit of sencha, and this is called genmai.
Brown rice. Yeah.
Brown rice, okay. And the white rice there that's popped. Okay, so it's a little flavor, you call it hana. It's kind of like a flower. And then it is mixed with the sencha, and this is the brand. It's called genmaicha. Okay, and it's a lower price
Yeah.
brand more than this. And then this is the very famous matcha.
Matcha is green tea, and we shade tea gardens about 20 to 30 days before plucking to enhance aroma and color of tea leaves,
Wow.
and steam and dry and grind by grinding.
Right. I stone.
And specialty, real specialty.
Right. It's a little more expensive, but it is the ceremonial tea in Japan for years. The tea ceremony powder green tea, which is trending in the United States right now. This is our premium product on Totown Tea. We'll be selling this. All right, very good. So we're looking forward to your orders. The page will go up very soon, and we'll be testing the shipping time and the PayPal system efficiency. If you have any problems, please let us know about transferring the money to our banks here in Japan. Thank you very much. This is Mal Adams saying, see ya in T-Town.
So there you have it. Okay, somebody, Thomas James, commented on your photo. Okay, fine. So that's the piece I was looking for to share with you. That's what's going to happen in just before the end of the year. We'll have that up and running, and you'll be able to just make yourself a lot of money in your sleep as you order and provide the world's greatest Japanese green tea to your friends and family. And they can provide it to their friends and family. You see, this is a network marketing structure. And trust me, you hit me, then that makes you number 2 in the line of this structure, right? Because I'm the number 1 guy. Because all I got to do is go out in the backyard here. You get the picture? Okay, everybody. Enough of that. What else we're going to talk about? Let me show this, what's getting ready to happen right now. First of all, in case you've just joined us, let me reiterate the reasons for this particular broadcast. And it is really just an opportunity for me to, by the way, let me greet you once again, ladies and gentlemen from Japan, and welcome to yet another edition of Japan Journal with your host, Mal Adams, here, coming to you from the beautiful city of Kakegawa in the western section of Shizuoka Prefecture in the center of the Japanese archipelago on Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan, Japan Journal with yours truly, Mal Adams here. And we are coming to you on various social media platforms throughout the internet through GNN, the Global News Network, which is an entity owned by the Totown Communications Group of companies. GNN, the Global News Network, is providing this live stream to you. Streaming right now over Facebook because it's 4 o'clock in the morning here in Japan, and I'm up and I was checking on my mail. I have 5,000 subscribers on the Facebook page, and everybody gets notified as to when we go live. I'm dealing with Facebook on YouTube, my YouTube channel, which is also monetized. Facebook will also be monetized very soon. You all check it out if you want to be creative and entrepreneurial with regard to your disseminations on Facebook. They are now allowing you to monetize your pages. And Japan Journal is in the process of being qualified to sell our programs and our wares here, whatever we advertise or promote. You can have access to, and I will allow Facebook to put announcements introducing goods and services and products on our page so that when you click on, then I get clicked because I get a percentage of what it is if I provide you access to their advertisements. But we're not going to have a lot of time for that because I got not enough content and product to advertise to you myself. And but I digress. But this particular stream, rather impromptu as it is really experimental. I just wanted to see all the aspects of this Zoom platform that we can do. And I've been sharing my screen here. But really, I'm posting this special, albeit brief, announcement to all of my family, friends, and social media subscribers to express to you all directly and say to you from the bottom of my heart, for your kind and thoughtful expressions of congratulations and love upon the announcement of my upcoming induction into the Omaha Press Club's Journalist of Excellence Hall of Fame. It is a great honor and one with which I am extremely humbled and thankful, and one which has been 52 years in the making since the day I turned pro at the very young age of 19 years. Those of you streaming with me here from Omaha, you'll remember when I first went on the air on KETV Channel 7. So I'm doing this impromptu live stream to invite any of you who may be watching to join me on this special episode of Rap About It with Mal Adams, a show that I created along with Harold Dow, my partner, colleague, and mentor. Back in the Channel 7 days at KETV, Rap About It with Mal Adams still exists. It's alive and well, and you're watching one episode of it as we speak. And there have been more than 100 of you who have taken time out to share your congratulations with me. So this is kind of an experiment to shout you out publicly on my show to say thanks. Now, this Zoom application will allow me to include 100 of you at one time on this show, so that if you hit the link on my Facebook page, you can come and take your seat at the table and rap about it directly with Brother Malcolm in Japan. So all you got to do is look on my Facebook page and access the invitation that is there. There's a link, a clickable link that will get you here to this platform, and then wait for me to enter you into the session. And you just be sure to activate your camera so that we can confirm your identity before you enter. This is only being streamed to my friends on Facebook and not the general public. So you may know whoever else may appear. We just had one visitor already, Leslie Taylor McCauley, my old long time elementary school friend all through college. And then there's been a 40-year gap. I've seen her, looked upon her face, and chatted with her directly just moments ago for the first time in over 40 years. What a beautiful technology this is. So you too, come on out and let me shout you out for shouting me out. Thank you very much. Now, to describe this award, since 2008, the Omaha Press Club has been honoring the most notable area journalists from both the past and the present. Each year, the Journalists of Excellence, as they call it, the Journalists of Excellence Hall of Fame dinner, proves to be an amazing event and an amazing evening, excuse me. And this year, inductees will be undoubtedly able to create an evening of reverence, but most assuredly generate much laughter and love for their industry friends and family and colleagues. And among those to be honored, of course, on September 18th, is yours truly, Malcolm W. Adams. And my history, to the chronology of which is KETV at the age of 19, 52 years ago, turning pro. And then the Omaha Star, having gone to New York and worked at WCBS Radio with an internship there for the better part of a year, coming back to Omaha, and Ms. Mildred Brown mentored me, and I helped her run that station for several months. The Omaha, the station, that newspaper, the Omaha Star, as her sales manager and a contributor to journalistic publications. Then on to Los Angeles after going to the Nebraska Educational Television Network, Channel 12, at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln, where I took the show Rap About It with Mal Adams and did a monthly special documentary on things that gave the minority community of Nebraska a voice on that educational television network. Ron Hall, shout out to Ron Hall, my mentor and the man who gave me the opportunity there, and the rest is history. The best job I've had in broadcasting was at the Nebraska Educational Television Network in Lincoln, Nebraska for 2 years and more. Then from there on to Hollywood, California, Los Angeles, landing at Metro Media, KTTV Channel 11, which is now the Fox network. It was bought by Rupert Murdoch from Mr. Kluge, who owned it, a billionaire in his own right, and a guy I worked for in Hollywood. And then from Channel 11, I went on to the CBS flagship station in Hollywood, KNX News Radio, and did full-time radio anchoring the radio newscast on 1070 AM channel. 50,000 watts of broadcast streaming up and down the coast of California. And at night on the bounce, you could hear me live in Australia. And that's just the way the waves bounce. That is the CBS flagship station in Hollywood. Then from there, coming to Japan with CBS Tokyo Bureau, and subsequent to that, being recruited by Ted Turner himself to join his first overseas bureau, international bureau in Tokyo, on CNN. So the CBS and CNN Tokyo bureaus in Japan, and then TBS, the Tokyo Broadcasting System, simultaneous with NHK. I became a free broadcaster and contractor with many entities. TBS, Tokyo Broadcasting System, NHK, the Japan National Broadcasting Association, in the overseas division, doing a live radio broadcast every day, and appearing on television on the evening news broadcast. TBS, I was the voice, the English voice on the sub-channel there of the nightly evening news for them. And then finally, right here with Japan Journal, which is a property of my company, Tojan Communications Company Limited, and on till the break of dawn, as it is said, 52 years and counting, and we're just getting started. Alhamdulillah. In Arabic, we say, praise be to God, with gratitude, appreciation, and thankfulness. And a humble heart, I must add, for the blessings that have been bestowed upon me throughout my 52 career in this business. So they're going to honor me and award me with a kind of a plaque or a trophy or something in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm still trying to work out my travel. The pandemic and the nature of this new Delta variant will dictate much of my travel capability. But later on today, I will get my second vaccine here in Japan from Pfizer, so that I will qualify for what Japan is issuing for all international travelers as a vaccine passport. You got to have one to board a plane and disseminate it and disembark in stations throughout the world that will not require you to be quarantined for 2 weeks, as does Japan and many other of its participating nations for this new certification and verification system, the Japanese vaccine passport, which guarantees that you have been inoculated sufficiently in Japan, and so I can travel without being quarantined and return to Japan without being quarantined for 2 weeks, because your brother's busy. I got things to do and I got a schedule to keep. So I'm going to take a week or 10 days and go see my grandchildren, my loving daughters in Southern California, Sakura. Shout out to Sakura, my firstborn, and Ayami, my secondborn, and their 3 children. Oh my God, beautiful grandchildren. Can't wait to see them. And of course, my siblings who reside in California and Texas, Madeline down in Texas, Joan in Southern California, David in Northern California Bay Area, and Michael in San Francisco. And then my cousins and whatnot, looking forward to seeing everybody and getting caught up if time allows. So I'm just going to go with the flow as I'm able to move with regard to the pandemic and what it is. But I'm very much looking forward to attending that Hall of Fame ceremony, get my proper, smell my flowers, and come on back home, stop off and see my kids. All right. So having said all that, the second purpose is here to invite you, the listener, to join this live stream and rap about it with Mal Adams for a second, if you like, and share with the world how you relate to me. And I'll enhance it with how I relate to you over the years, if we are known to one another. If not, allow me to introduce you to my subscribers and my family and friends. Okay? Not going to be here long, but before we go, and if you come on while we're doing this, I'm going to share this screen with you, and I want you to see some video that's been compiled that shows how Japan will do an opening ceremony in some 10 hours from now. The Olympics will be opened, but I'm going to give you a spoiler right here. And although these videos have been determined not to be the actual footage that they're going to use today. I think some of them come from last year's preparation that did not come to pass because of the COVID prohibitions. But here's footage that does exist that's kind of gone viral on Japanese social media. And so several of them came from several different of my friends into my mailbox, and I'm going to share them with you, but they reflect the technology. So let me just think how I want to access this. The technology of firework displays in Japan. More China, nobody can hold a stick to what Japan is doing. And that's what you're going to be seeing tonight as the Olympics open. So let's go to the Olympic opening ceremony rehearsal, which was seen by millions all over Japan the other night as they rehearsed this. Now the third in these three videos will be the one that reflects, I think, what's going to go on tonight. The other two came from last year's preparation, and the video came out. And then the very first one, I think, is an incredible display of computer-generated images through the power of manipulating drone airplanes, drone helicopters, drone flight devices that have been pixelized and have been created and formulated and controlled digitally through computer to form a globe. I'll let you see them. Let me just get this video up right now. And ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Enjoy. I'm going to shut up and just let you hear this.
Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.
This is the drone. Those are drones, y'all. And then watch the computers formulate them into a globe. If you saw this in the skies of Tokyo 3 days ago, you'd think it was a UFO, or something. But look at this. Incredible technology. Only in Japan, baby. You may actually see this at the opening ceremony tonight. Here we go. That's the Rainbow Bridge in Tokyo over the Tokyo Bay. Wow, look at that. Hey, the heart, baby. William Tell Overture. Watch this now. I think this is probably what's going to go on tonight. Unbelievable. Wow. Where is it? Crazy. Ooh. I mean, look. Oh my God. Man, look. Every time I see that, I get excited. As far as I'm concerned, they can close the Olympics after that opening. What incredible technology. What a thing of beauty. You know, fireworks are a tradition in Asia, China, of course, and of course in Japan every summer this time. We have firework displays all over. The town adjacent to me has got the fourth largest fireworks display in Japan, Fukuroi City. And I can see it from my veranda here, you know, all through the skies. That occurred in Tokyo. I believe that last video is reportedly what was seen spontaneously, unannounced, and impromptu, a rehearsal of tonight's opening ceremony for the Olympics. Now, consider this, contemplate this. All that you saw there, the money, the technology, the coordination, the activity to do this as a rehearsal? I guess that's the only way to do it, huh? When you got an incredible, comprehensive display of fireworks, artistic creativity such as that, can only be practiced live. You got to do it once. And if there are any screw ups, then you know where you screwed up and you can fix it before you go live globally on the night of the opening ceremony of the Olympics. So we got a sneak preview in Japan, baby. And boy, that's what you get for your money, unfortunately. Not many people are going to be here live to participate and view it live because there will be no spectators, no butts in the seats at the Tokyo Arena where this thing is going to be hosted. Unless you're an athlete or a staff of the teams that come over, or a facilitator, or a worker here that's help putting that stuff on, or my son Malcolm Scott Adams is in Tokyo working with a production company as a producer, part of his job, and he's involved rather secretly as a Japanese company that's participating in helping to put this thing on. I'll hear more about it later, but I can't get an email for this guy right now. He's been so busy for almost a couple of months before the build up to this thing. So anyway, there you have it. What an exciting display. Beautiful Japanese fire flowers. Hanami. Hanami. All right. Anybody, you're watching Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Brother Malcolm in Japan, coming to you live from beautiful downtown Kagayawa City. This is the environment that where I'm living here in the western section of Shizuoka Prefecture, on the west side of Mount Fuji. That actual scene is about an hour and a half drive from me. To the east, and this is the west side view, and all the territory up into the foothills of Mount Fuji are green tea fields. So although this is an enhanced green screened image, I can see that out my window here in the distance. Snow capped in July, baby. One of the most beautiful mountains on the planet in my humble estimation. All right. All right, so we continue. I just am doing this live stream. Got to end soon because I got to get a few more hours of sleep. It is now 5:30 in the morning on Friday here, and I just wanted to make a few shout outs here, if I may. My brother and longtime friend here, Stephen Gottlieb. Shout out to Stephen Gottlieb, one of my sound men. Morton. Just checking some email here, forgive me. If you see us here and want to join, go to my Facebook page and there's an invitation to join this particular meeting. I'll be happy to put you on and give you your 15 minutes of fame. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a beautiful thing if you want to do that. But for now, I want to make a particular shout out. If I can see that. Where is that? I just passed it. Let me go back here. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, can't seem to put my hands on it, but basically, let me just shout out to Morton Clark Smith and his lovely wife celebrating their 29th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Spud. You did it right, my brother. Y'all be well and be safe and get better, Shout out to Morton Clark Smith and Satomi, his wife. 29 years of marriage here in Japan, right there in Tokyo, baby. We got it like that. We got family here, community of expats here. And so if you see this, but join on here so I can introduce you to my family and friends. Okay, y'all, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've got to get let's see, my second Pfizer injection goes down at 12:30 this day. It is now 5:30, so that'll give me about 6 hours of sleep. I'll get up at 11 and jump in a taxi. I'm not going to drive, but jump in a taxi to the venue where they're going to give me the shot because senior citizens, of which I am a member of that group in this society. This is an aging society in Japan, and we get lots of perks. So I'll jump in a taxi and pay 1/10 of my bill because I'm going to get my inoculation as a senior citizen. And so the taxi company gives you an incredible discount. It's almost going for free. So I will do that. No muss, no fuss, just in and out of here and back, get my inoculation, come back here, and I'll be settling in for the opening ceremonies coming over the Japan National Broadcaster tonight, no doubt. And wishing all the athletes from around the world who have gathered here well. I want y'all to be safe because that is a cluster, potential cluster. A lot of Japanese are not with these Olympics being conducted because they know that we could end up having the Japan strain that will emanate from this if people are not careful and don't adhere to the biosecurity protocols that have been set up for you to keep yourself safe and keep others safe. So first thing is, no spectators nowhere. Y'all don't bother coming because you're not going to get a seat. There are no seats available. So only people who facilitate the program, people who work for the Olympic Committee and other companies that are facilitating, services necessary to put this thing on. The International Olympic Committee and the committee here in Japan have done a good job in spite of the restrictions of the new surge, the Delta surge that's going on right here. As you have seen and heard on my Japan Journal broadcast with Dr. Lane Rowling, shouting out Dr. Lane Rowling, Google him and follow him because he's bringing the truth about it. You need not be confused with what Dr. Fauci is saying or Congressman Rand, who is, there's a truth and information battle going on with this thing, with the state of the media in America and the world is so crazy right now. I'm a guy who started in the game, and they were lying back in my day too, but at least you had some credible presenters, and the commitment to fair and balanced news was strong. And as a pioneer, as an African American in the game, it got stronger. Now you see black folks all over the air now doing reports and stuff, but the principles and the policies and the ethics to a great extent were adhered to. Right now, it's fake news, all you can eat, thanks to the politicization of the information, So do your research and vet all the information, particularly when it is life-threatening kind of stuff that you need to know to protect yourself and your family. And I trust and I respect the knowledge and the information provided to my broadcasts by Dr. Lane Rowling. And he'll be visiting us again. He's a regular contributor to this broadcast, and we love him and thank him for his knowledge and his forthrightness in not adhering, cowering to the control narrative that is the CDC, the WHO, the NIH, and Fauci and company. You make the decision based on to what extent you can verify and vet the information that you're being given. So that's all I'm saying. But we have a pretty reliable broadcast through Dr. Rowling, and I would advise you all as to when he will appear on this program again. All right. So that's going to do it for this edition of Japan Journal with the episode of Rap About It with Mal Adams. We'll be doing this again in the future. This was an impromptu kind of an experimental broadcast where we stream live over Facebook and allow you to join this program. We had one visitor today, one guest, Leslie Taylor McCauley, my sister from long ago, from elementary school in Omaha, Nebraska. Family friend, her dad and my dad were good friends, our families were friends. And boy, she hadn't changed much. Still beautiful as ever, still intelligent. And we had a lot to talk about in a short space of time. But I invite you all of my friends and subscribers on this Facebook page to stand by for notifications of when we're going live again so that you too can join that link. I'll send you an invitation that's clickable. You can access this Zoom meeting and let me put you on as well. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, see you. Wouldn't really want to be you unless you were right up here in beautiful downtown Kakiya City in the west side of Shizuoka Prefecture, in the center of the Japanese archipelago, and from the studio of the Media Arts Lab right here, the acronym of which is NOW, Media Arts Lab, on Japan Journal, the internet's #1 weekly English language online cybercast from Japan, Japan Journal, with yours truly, Mal Adams, on the Global News Network, GNN, streaming globally, Ethiopia, Nairobi, Kenya, Ghana, Caribbean, Jamaica, Belize, and in Asia, all throughout Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Shanghai, China. We have a shared link there as well. And of course, all over the United States and Japan. Thank you very much. Love y'all madly, and I appreciate the reason for me coming on today was to thank you personally, because there's too many people I've been clicking like. But let me just tell you from my heart the extent to which I appreciate your kind words and your kind expressions of congratulations. I'm humbled by it, and I'm honored. Thank you very much, and you have a good day. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, okay? All righty, and we're out of here.
Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.